How's it going, everyone? So, the first padded practice of the Packers ended not too long ago. And we have a bit of injury news, some good and some not so good. So, starting off with the good one, Elgton Jenkins did return back to practice, was activated off the NFI injury list. So, very happy to have him back at practice. He only participated in individual drills, did not participate in any team drills. They're slowly bringing him back, but he is back at practice. And he kind of talked about the injury in the offseason that he sustained, and actually a little bit further back against the game against Philadelphia during the playoffs. So during the Philadelphia game, he did have a stinger in his shoulder. He said it came on a contact where a helmet hit him in the shoulder, went to the medical tent. The pain wouldn't reside, and so he was held out for the rest of the game. And that the stinger lasted a few weeks into the offseason. Then later on in the offseason, just ironically or coincidentally, with the contract kind of figuring out the financial implications of going from guard to center, he hurt his back while lifting weights. So apparently he did have a legitimate back injury. So during mandatory minicamp, he decided not to push it, which is very smart of him, not push it to re-aggravate that injury, get a bit healthier, and wasn't actually a hold-in. He was actually out with a true back injury. Now, fast forward to training camp, the contract financial implications that him and the Packers have been talking about apparently are behind them, according to Elgton Jenkins, or at least he's saying all the right things. So the contract dispute or the financial implications, whatever it was, is behind in the offseason. Now he is just focused on being the best center for the Packers and being a team player for the Packers. So very happy to hear that. Once again, he's just currently in individual drills, but he should probably be in team drills soon. Now, staying on the offensive line, Aaron Banks also did return back. No pun intended with that. He did return to the practice from his back injury. Also only did individual drills, did not do any team drills. So both Jenkins and Banks were only doing personalized individual drills and no team drills. Staying on the offensive side, Savion Williams last week sustained a concussion. A little bit scary seeing that. Came back a lot sooner than I expected. So Savion Williams was back at today's practice, participated in team drills, and has been making waves and made some good catches. So Williams is back, and he's definitely going to need all the reps he can in this training camp and offseason to get a 53-man roster spot. He is definitely doing a lot of good things this offseason so far. And then over on the defensive side of the ball, Quay Walker did participate in actual walkthroughs today. That's about it. Nothing too extreme, kind of slowly bringing him back. But at least he is back at training camp. He is off the injury list, so we are getting healthy on that front. Now, kind of to the bad injury news. First off, the big one, Marshawn Lloyd did kind of get up, hobbled to the sideline with a trainer after receiving a toss run, and Nate Hobbs tackled him pretty low. Don't know how low, but he tackled him low and kind of injured him. So as of right now, all we know is Marshawn Lloyd was held out of practice due to that injury, didn't return. We don't know the extent of it. As for Hobbs, he was fine. He did get held out for a while, probably because of, well, he's way too aggressive and shouldn't be tackling low on a teammate during practice, especially the first padded practice. So pretty much benched him for a little bit, try to get his aggressiveness a little bit back, but came back on the field later on. So Hobbs wasn't injured, just disciplinary essentially. Also adding to the potential injury list, no real word on these players for the most part, but Dontayvion Wicks was pulled out of practice at some point and did not return. No word on what his potential injury was, but unfortunately he was pulled out and wasn't seen again at practice. Malik Heath did also get dropped out of practice today, but there is word about his. Apparently, he just had the wind knocked out of him, so nothing big on his case. Didn't return to practice from what I read, but was held out due to the fact he got the wind knocked out of him. So it probably was towards the tail end. Based off that, I would hope so. But if it was in the beginning, if he got his wind knocked out of him, that's a little weird. And then lastly, edge rusher Brenton Cox Jr. he dropped out of practice as well. No word on if he sustained an injury, but something to note, we saw him drop out of practice with no word. So something we're going to kind of keep an eye on with Brenton Cox Jr. And also Dontayvion Wicks seems to be the biggest one outside of Marshawn Lloyd about what their potential injuries are. So yes, we're getting healthy on some front, but we also did sustain potentially, we'll see how the next practice goes, potentially some injury as well. The Dontayvion Wicks one kind of hurts a lot, in my opinion, with him seeming to turn a corner, getting his hands better. He's definitely one of the better route runners on this team. So would like to see a Dontayvion Wicks resurgence, but hopefully he's not injured. And that's about all that happened on the injury front. So once again, some good news, some bad news. Hopefully the bad news isn't too severe and it's just minor and they return within the next couple of practices. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.